Thanks for joining today. As everyone knows, you have a new book that just came out that was published today, actually called The Cannabis Advocate. So, Maryann, if you could just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background and the creation of this book.
Well, it's a long time making. I never thought that I would write a book of any sort. It's just an experience that I've seen at our Capitol and watching some of our legislators mistreat some of the advocates and patients and people down in Springfield. And I thought that if I had a book, something like this to read when I was navigating the Springfield, then it might help me with some tricks on how to get around certain legislators, get into certain offices, that sort of stuff. So it's more of an expose of what to do and what not to do when you're trying to advocate for something good.
And can you tell us about your specific experience on what you were advocating for?
It started with medical cannabis. I had some cancer cells in my body at one point when I was 27 years old when I lived in Australia, and it was really scary, and I didn't know much about it, but I knew that I wanted to, I've always been holistic in everything that I've done in my life, and so I wanted to continue that. And so I stumbled upon medical cannabis and how it helped me, and then I saw other soldiers and other patients when I came back to the States of suffering and really wanting this medicine. And I kind of just wrote about what we went through and how we were treated and how important it is to be an advocate for someone else and for yourself as well.
So what are some of the biggest lessons you learned as you were being an advocate for yourself and others? What would you recommend to other people on how to be an advocate?
Well, it's, no one thinks they're going to be an advocate. It's just when you see something that moves you and compels you to do something different and you want to help others and yourself get through a hard situation, or helping the underdogs get somewhere. And we have so many bills and so many legislation sitting there, and we have to be advocates for it. We just lost John Lewis, one of the best, and it's so hard to keep going and keep that energy moving. And for every John Lewis's, we need 50 others that have the energy that he has, that doesn't become jaded or tired and continued, because they love the fact that you're out there on your own and you're left in the dark and you're tired. But when we come together and unite together, then we're unstoppable, even with the untouchables.
So when you were feeling perhaps jaded or like giving up, what was it that kept you going?
What kept me going is watching our soldiers approach their legislators on the steps of our Capitol and how they were mistreated because they needed this medicine. And I watched patients chase legislators down the hallways. And I felt so much compassion that I thought, well, that could be me one day. And it was me one day. And I just thought, I know better, so I can do better. And if I can help them and ease their pain and speak to a legislator or take some of the brunt of it, then so be it. I'm willing to do so.
Can you talk about some of the legislation that you helped get passed?
It's a medical cannabis bill. It holds dear to my heart. And I know a lot of people think, oh, it's the next cash cow out there. And it's more than that. We need to get to the research of what really helps patients and how it helps patients and how we can study it. And we're so far behind Israel, and we really need to get ahead so we can figure out what part of CBD really helps children with epilepsy, what helps cancer, what doesn't. And we need to not lose that focus. And therefore, that's why having advocates in anything like that is so important, to keep their eyes on the important part.
Moving forward, what is your mission now to continue advocating for this holistic medicine that people need?
We made this book really, easy for everybody to have access to. It's not expensive, and it was written to wake up the village, to wake up the new generation, the old generation, whoever says, oh, I'm tired of this, or I'm tired of our politics, and what am I going to do about it? Well, we all can do something about it. And it's important. And like we just lost John Lewis, and his biggest things were, we're moving forward. It's your moral obligation to do something. And, his other thing was, give your time for the good trouble. Go after the good trouble and help each other get through it, because together we can do it. And this book kind of tells you how to do it if you don't know how, and you're just starting out from political science class, or you want to be motivated to do something, but you don't know how. It kind of gives you a quick read on how to accomplish your mission, because we have so many bills out there that need eyes on it. And it's important that we all do something for it.
So you've sort of mentioned a lot of this already, but who in your mind is the ideal reader or audience for this story?
Every single soul on this earth is our audience. Everybody can be an advocate. Again, you have to be compelled to do something. Look in the streets now. Look at Portland. Look at the moms out in front, our veterans out in front. When we know better, we do better. And a lot of us are scared, and we sit there on the curb and we wait for the people to walk by for us to step off the curb. You can step off the curb anytime you want. You can do something anytime you want. People ask me, what? Call your legislator. Call your senator. Let them know you are there and that you're not going to go away. Find other people that can help you, that, you can build your own coalitions. There's a lot we can do. There's the majority justice movement that was just started by Elena and, Hampton. And I think that that's something we need to get in. She's going to put all her money and try to get more money to elect officials that have ethics. What's that going to be like for Illinois? I can't imagine. But it's going to take the village. It's going to take me. It's going to take you. And it's going to take everybody else you know.
Can you talk about some of the marketing that you're doing for the book and getting this into the hands of people?
Yeah. Well, I always thought, I'm pretty good at political strategy. I never thought I was, but it turns out I'm pretty good at it. And so I thought, what better way to get to the village than speak to the villagers? And so this weekend and all next week, I'm going to be driving Uber in the city. And I'm going to be talking about my book. I'm going to leave it in the back seat so people can see it and read it and speak to them about how we can change the face of our politicians, how we can do something together, how we can change the face of what Illinois could look like instead of moving or complaining or just sitting there. We all need to stand up. We all need to speak up. We all need to do it together. There's lots of resources out there that we can do it. If not, we'll build our own, but we're going to do it together.
I love it that you are always so inspiring to speak with, and I'm so glad that that you'll be driving around and sharing the story with others, and that you have something to show them.
When I finally sat down and wrote everything that I had experienced and how upsetting it was to see how they treat our citizens, our fellow citizens, I wrote about it because I want all of you to stand up and do something for our fellow citizens. I want you to do something different than you normally did. I want to show our future generation that all of us can stand up like John Lewis and do something that we're supposed to do. Morally, it's our obligation to do so. And I really hope that this book does something for everybody and lights a little candle, a little fire under them to do something better each and every day for the common good of all of us. Because as you can see outside your window, we're going to need it.
And then on the second part of this, I just wanted to ask you a couple questions about the creation of this book and how it's been working, your experience working with Biograph.
Biograph has been a saving to me, actually. I've kept this book hidden since 2016 with Dr. Quentin Young's office. And not many people have seen it. And there's a reason they haven't seen it, because I can't trust anybody in the city of Chicago. They're all lawyers. They're our legislators. And I wanted this book to be for the people, we the people. So we know the tricks of the trade and how to get into the offices that they don't want us to get into, and to do the things that we really should be able to do. And so I left it with them thinking that in good hands, that they would keep me safe And when they told me that I needed to go to Biograph, and it was the only people I ever spoke to about it, and I trusted every move that they made, and they trusted me with every move that I made and every word that I wrote. And so for that, I'm truly grateful. And anybody that has any words that need to be spoken or any words that need to be heard, I encourage you to send them to Biograph, because they'll help you like they help me.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
I think it's a wrap, and I think it's good. And
Yeah.
like I said, the most important thing that I've discovered was our legislators could be lobbyists at the same time, and they could lobby each other for their own clients. And when I realized, sat there shockingly, that technically they're not there for us, that they're there for themselves. And the most important thing is synergy in all of us, that we all understand that we are all one in one direction. And to save our democracy, it's going to take every single one of us to stand up and do something. And Biograph, I can't thank you enough for standing up with me in this journey with the citizens to change the direction of where we're going. And we're going to do it together. And I think that makes me the most proud of anything.
Awesome. Yeah, we're so excited to be working with you and helping you share this important message. And congratulations also. Today's a pretty big day, publication of your book.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.